Good day.
Good morning. My name is Colin McKinn, and today I'm going to be talking about an issue that many of y'all have probably given at least some thought about at some point in your lifetime. Many of us have grown up in the church, and many of us are no strangers to controversy. And in the church, there is a lot of controversy, sadly. And today I'm going to talk to you about one of those controversies. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart, and something that I want to get across to you because we do live in a changing time. When I surveyed the class, the majority of people said that they didn't have a problem with going to a church where a woman was in the pulpit, where she was in the pastoral role. Now that is my belief, and today I'm here to talk to you about why the need for women preachers is real and why we should accept women in this role. So women as pastors. So why is keeping women out of pastoral roles an issue? That's what we're first going to look at. So here's some statistics I found online. There's a decrease in percentage of Christian adults according to pewforum.org. And Pewforum is this group that get all these statistics on Christianity in the modern times. Really credible. If you want to go and check that out, you really should. And from 2007 to 2014, there's an 80% to 75% decrease in adults who claim they were Christian. That's a significant drop for 7 years, in my opinion. No Bible-minded cities outside of the belt. And when I say the belt, I mean the Bible Belt. And when I say Bible-minded cities, I mean cities in which most of the adults and the church-to-school ratio is really high. Meaning there's more churches compared to schools. And just to put that in perspective, the Tri-Cities actually ranked third, and Chattanooga was second. I believe Birmingham was first. But when we go, the further we go outside of the South, and the further we go north and west to these big cities like California, or big cities in California and New York, we see that places like Chicago, Las Vegas, San Diego, New York, and places like Denver are like, some of them ranked in the 90s and 110s. That's where most of the United States population is. So not a lot of Bible-minded cities, not a lot of Christianity going on in these really big cities. In 2012, there were roughly 600,000 clergymen according to Hartson.edu. When I say clergymen, I mean pastors. The population of the United States is 314.1 million, so that leaves one minister for every 523 people. I don't know what church you go to around here, but the church I go to, there's definitely not 523 people. And when you put that in perspective, that's not, one minister is not going to be able to reach all those people. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this issue of Christianity in the modern times? Here is the verse that most people cite when they're talking about how they don't want women in ministry. And it's Paul in 1 Timothy 2:12. It says, I don't allow a wife, or in some translations a woman, to teach or to control her husband. Instead, she should be a quiet listener. I'm going to tell you why this view is often outdated, and in today's world, we call it sexist. Consider the educational and cultural restraints. In his book, Women, Preachers, and Prophets Through 2 Millennia of Christianity, Walker and Kinzel suggested that during the time this is written, the culture of the biblical culture is that of a patriarchal culture, meaning that women were not educated the same way that men were, and they were really not considered the same way we consider women today, and that's evident. Women back then were considered much to be property and to be servant to the husband, to raise children at home. They weren't really expected to go to school that often or to be learned in the scriptures and the teachings of Jesus Christ. And another book that I found online, The First Urban Christians, The Social World of the Apostle Paul by W.A. Meeks, he brought this point to my attention that you cannot limit the all-knowing God. By saying a woman cannot preach, you're saying that God will not give the gift of oratory skill to a woman. God cannot bless a woman in this way. By saying that, I feel like we're kind of limiting God and saying that no, he can only work through men. Only men can be pastors. In today's world, as I said, this is sexist. How does this affect you, you might be asking? Well, the declining trend of Christian adults, if the trend continues, by 2030, the percentage of Christian adults will be 65%. And that may not scare you now, but that's the world we'll be raising our kids in. Some of our kids will be in elementary school. And if 45% of the adults in our nation are raising children who will be around our children that don't teach them about Jesus Christ, that should at least scare you for your children's sake. Not to mean that these children are going to be hoodlums or they're just going to beat up your children every day, but it'll just be children that don't share the same belief in Jesus Christ that your children do, and that could create some issues. Will the need ever decrease? Will the need for preachers ever really decrease? If you think about it just logically, there will never be a decrease in need. We'll always, always, always need more preachers. So why are we limiting our numbers? Is my question to you today. Why are we keeping an entire demographic, entire sex out of the role? A great man, philosopher, once asked the question, can we fix it? And after much debate, yes, we can. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to accept women preachers in this role. God uses women preachers, not necessarily women preachers, but women in the Bible all the time. Deborah, Esther has her entire book. Junia, Priscilla, Phoebe, these three women were instrumental in building churches. Miriam, Huldah, Noadiah, Isaiah's wife, Anna, the daughters of Philip, Rachel, Hannah, Abigail, Elizabeth, Mary, the Shulamite girl, Rizpah, Rahab, Martha, Tabitha, and Mary of Bethany, who stated that this woman's role in Christ's kingdom can never be taken away. So we ought to change the way we think. Women need empowerment instead of opposition. There's a great article on Info Please about how the women's suffrage period of the early 1900s, the women were empowered and they felt they could do more. They felt they could make a difference. We all know what happened with the women's suffrage movement. God's nature is revealed through both genders, that's in Genesis, and in Proverbs it speaks of how a child needs both parents to learn the ways of God. So if a child needs both parents, then surely we need the teaching of both man and woman in the pulpit. We're going to foster an area of acceptance, and we're going to fix the issue and unify our cause. By allowing women to preach, we're going to better show the world what we mean as a Christian body, as the church. So the world without and the world with. The current world without women pastors, 8 in 10 Americans feel that we're more divided on issues than we ever have before. And of the non-religious adults, 23% of people cited religious scandals according to religiondispatches.com or .org. So that's obviously a big issue. Is this the way we want to keep going? Do we still want Christianity to decline, or do we want it to increase? The world with women pastors could be one less issue in the church, more unified, and an increase in the church's effectiveness. I'm here today to tell you to take that step, to take that action. There's not a Christian church around here where a woman is the preacher. I'm here to tell you to go find one. Maybe there will be someday if we just go out and make a difference. Be a unifier, not a divider. Thank you.